Hello and how's it going, everyone? It is Skullzi here with another Bethesda News Roundup video, where I break down the most recent Bethesda news, rumors, and speculation, and I have quite a few interesting things to talk about in today's video. Nothing ground-shaking or like earthquaking or anything game-changing right now. I don't know any other combination of words I can use to describe that there isn't going to be any gigantic news in today's video, but fear not, there is a bunch of still very interesting things, and the Elder Scrolls 6 was mentioned by name in an official capacity. That's right. Anytime the Elder Scrolls 6 is even just mentioned by name by someone in any like official Xbox or Bethesda position, people lose their minds as if some ancient and forgotten about ritual was just leaked to the community. But nonetheless, I have quite a few interesting things to talk to you about in today's video, and I'll be sure to drop any actual links pertaining to these stories and information and articles and stuff down in the description below, so be sure to check for that as well. But nonetheless, let's not waste any more time and get to today's information, because there is some Avowed and Fable 4 stuff mixed into today's video, even though it's kind of small, but again, it was mentioned in official capacity alongside the Elder Scrolls 6 actually, which is what we're going to start today's video with. On June 29th, about like a week and a half ago, tomorrow's my birthday actually, so yeah, about a week and a half ago, Phil Spencer of Xbox was interviewed by IGN, and they talked about a whole bunch of interesting Xbox things and stuff, like the future of Game Pass and just how Game Pass is successful, and a bunch of just other things that are interesting. If you want to watch the entire thing down in the description below, go ahead and check it out for yourself. I'll drop a link to it down there. It is an interesting podcast, and I do have to share it, that way IGN doesn't send their goon squads to shake me down for that ad revenue. But nonetheless, Phil Spencer did talk very briefly about the Elder Scrolls 6, because for some reason he was asked about that, and he was also asked about Avowed. He was actually asked if Avowed would kind of serve as a Elder Scrolls stand-in for Xbox Game Studios. Well, the Elder Scrolls 6 was in development and probably not going to be out for quite some time, and Phil Spencer actually answered by saying that he thinks Avowed and the Elder Scrolls 6 are very, very different. He goes on to say, so maybe I struggle a bit to say that it's our version of this or our version of that, just by knowing what Obsidian and the team are going off to do with Avowed. Phil Spencer goes on by saying, but when I think about our lineup, and I think about that more core fantasy RPG setting, I think Avowed is going to be an awesome entrance there. Phil Spencer then compares Avowed's lineup to Fable, and basically says the same thing. Fable is more lighthearted and a little bit more British, and its own vibe, its own identity. It's a unique game, and again, just like how the Elder Scrolls 6 will stand apart from Avowed, so will Fable 4. And it's good to know that Playground will actually be paying particular attention to keeping the unique identity and vibe of the Fable franchise still be intact and still be kind of what we would expect from them, who do actually have some of the original developers of Lionhead Studios, who were the developers that made Fable before. But nonetheless, Phil Spencer finalizes his statement by saying he thinks Avowed is a core fantasy RPG, but it's definitely going to be different, and there's going to be distinct differences with what the Elder Scrolls has done traditionally. And obviously one big difference is that Avowed takes place in the Pillars world and universe, and Phil thinks just in general that Avowed is going to be fantastic when it comes out, and he wants to make sure that Obsidian has the time and resources to build the most amazing game they have ever built. And that's super interesting, because we know that Obsidian is also working on the Elder Worlds 2, which was recently announced. However, it seems like Avowed is going to have no limit to the potential and the assets and just the overall Xbox support, so that way Obsidian can make the game what they want it to be. And that's just awesome, especially if Avowed is indeed its own unique game with its own unique identity. I don't want there to be like Elder Scrolls clones out there. Well, I do want there to be more immersive first-person fantasy RPGs. I don't want them to feel like a copy and paste of the Elder Scrolls, if that makes sense. I want them to be their own unique game, set in their own unique universe, and it seems like that's going to be the case with Avowed, and that gets me super hyped. So yeah, the TL Doctor is big-time Xbox boy, says that Avowed and Fable 4 and the Elder Scrolls 6 are going to be different games, but good games. So yeah, yay! Next up, around the same time frame of the story I just covered, about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, unfortunately, Dogmeat passed away. Her actual name was River, and it's who Dogmeat's model was based off of in Fallout 4, and this is very sad and heartbreaking. My thoughts and condolences go out to River's family. I'm a huge animal lover myself, and River has definitely brought a lot of happiness and memories to people's lives through her actions as essentially being Dogmeat. I know that sentence sounds kind of horrible out loud when you hear it like I just said it, but if you know who Dogmeat is, then it makes total sense. But in Dogmeat's honor, both Xbox and Bethesda are donating $10,000 to the Montgomery County Humane Society, and for those that don't know, Montgomery County is where the Bethesda Game Studios Maryland office is based in, so basically their local humane society, and that's just awesome to know that River is even bringing more positivity and help and just happiness to the world, even with her passing. So, like I said, my thoughts to River's family and just everyone who is upset by this news, but nonetheless, it's good to know that Xbox and Bethesda are acknowledging this by helping other animals out there in the world. I'm a huge animal lover, so any donation to anything animal related I usually am in favor of. But nonetheless, let's move on to the next thing I want to talk about in today's video, which is something I'm just going to go through real quick. Apparently there's more stories being posted all over the place about how Hideo Kojima is in talks with Xbox about some kind of new Xbox exclusive game franchise or game or something. There's rumors this might be like a Metal Gear reboot. There's rumors this might be a Silent Hill reboot of some kind. Obviously it won't be either one of those franchises exactly. It'll probably be like similar but different, unless Hideo Kojima and Xbox buy the licensing rights from Konami to these franchises. But nonetheless, like, there's never any 100% concrete proof that any of these talks with Hideo Kojima and Xbox are ever going on, even with these recent stories, but they're popping up now, so nonetheless, it's something I felt like was interesting enough to mention here real quick in this video. Also, a lot of people are comparing Starfield, or what they potentially think Starfield could be, to Star Citizen, or what Star Citizen eventually thinks Star Citizen could be, because Star Citizen is a very interesting game, a very immersive game, but it's also a game that's been in development for quite a long time and has some controversy and has had some problems along its development pipeline. But nonetheless, I'm super hyped for both Star Citizen and Starfield, and a lot of people are, like I said, comparing the games, and even Game Rant typed up an article saying that Starfield should borrow from Star Citizen's big range of ships, and that Starfield should borrow from Star Citizen's different activities, and that Starfield should borrow from Star Citizen's scale. So, I mean, you can get the point here. It's already being compared to an ongoing game that's been in development for some time that you can actually play right now if you buy into the beta or the alpha or whatever the heck it is at this point in time. It's hard to keep track of Star Citizen anymore. But basically, if you want a game that's any close to what Starfield might be, Star Citizen is your game, and a lot of people think that might be the case, and I am kind of curious just how similar these two games are going to be. But to finish up today's video, there is a brand new job posting that's been posted like within the last few days by Bethesda Game Studios in Maryland, which is their main headquarters location, obviously, where the Elder Scrolls 6 and Starfield are being developed for the most part. And I think this job posting has to do with the Elder Scrolls 6, and we can't get too much information from job postings, so I'm not gonna like spend 5 minutes breaking this down, but you can see that this is for a gameplay programmer, and it says down here that one of the main focuses of this job position will be implementing new gameplay features, player and character behaviors, combat and power mechanics, user interfaces, and so on. So, I mean, obviously, Elder Scrolls and Fallout and stuff are going to have player and character behaviors and combat powers and stuff, but it's just always interesting and good to see that more attention and detail will be paid to the actual character and AI behavior and stuff in future Bethesda Game Studios games. And I think this job posting would have to do with the Elder Scrolls 6 because Starfield is coming out next year, so I believe Starfield is basically finished at this point in time and is in the final bug testing and play testing phases. But nonetheless, that finishes up everything I wanted to talk about in today's video. As always, if you're hyped for Starfield, if you're hyped for the Elder Scrolls 6, if you're hyped for Avowed, or just next gen or I guess current gen RPGs in general, be sure to give the video a thumbs up, subscribe, and turn notifications on. And as always, huge shout out and much appreciation to everyone that has supported the channel over on Ko-fi, Patreon, or here on YouTube as an exclusive channel member. If you want to get a permanent feature video shout out at the end of every single one of my videos from this point forward, you can support the channel over on Ko-fi, Patreon, or here on YouTube as an exclusive channel member. Links for all this and more are down in the description below, and as always, thank you for watching. Be sure to tune in next time when Avowed is different than the Elder Scrolls 6. Breaking news, everybody. Let's make 10 videos and 30 articles about this.
it just works.